Oh, do I have a treat for you guys today. We are back playing Total War Rome 2, and this siege battle has it all. I hope you have your siege pants on and your snacks and drinks, sitting somewhere comfortable, because this is an absolute tactical, intense battle that just great teamwork, great tactics. Every time I thought one side was kind of getting picked on and it seemed like they were just going to lose the battle, they pull off a great tactic and bring the fight back to an even playing field. It was fantastic. I don't want to give too much away, but I promise you, if you're looking for great tactics and a close ending, this is the battle for you. Now, this battle and many other battles were made possible thanks to the Knights of Apollo Discord. If you guys haven't joined it yet, be sure to do so. It's linked in the video description. That way you can hop in and join in these fun battles. It doesn't matter what skill level, you know, noob or pro. Also, guys, I don't promote this a lot, but if you do want to follow me on all my social media accounts, they're all linked in the video description as well. So guys, let's check out the armies and army comps that we're going to be seeing in today's battle. Let's start with the attackers. We've got Galatia, we have Egypt, and Swaby, all bringing powerful infantry. Not a lot of cav, but also very strong archers. And then looking at the defenders, we've got Tylus, Bactria, and Epirus. They've got a great combination of barbarian and Hellenistic units that are going to absolutely be tough to fight through. So guys, those are the armies. Get ready for a great tactical teamwork battle today. Let's finally jump in. All right, guys, here we go. Battle has begun, and we've already got some delicious... Whoa, hold on. We got a sally out. I was going to say we got some delicious artillery going, but now we've got even tastier sally out. We got Bactria and Tylus sending out not just cav, but a combination of units. We got cav and infantry. We got Levy Freeman. We've got some archers. We've got tribal warriors. So they're bringing out a combination of troops that are definitely going to put some issue, or they're going to put a thorn in the side of the... Wait, is that a scorpion? They have a scorpion out here? This is awesome. So I've rarely do you see this in a match, to see such a huge commitment to a sally out. I really like this. They've got the walls too. Let's not forget the walls here to help them. They could easily, yep, there it is. A flanking fire. This is Epirus now is joining into the fun here. So this is the third and last player of the defenders. So Bactria, Tylus, Epirus, working together as a team. You love to see it. And they're already getting some kills here, getting up to close to 10 kills. Ooh, nice little throw there. And they're going to throw back. And look at this. Angry exchange. There's just something about that when they're, you know, they're really close and they're exchanging jabbies against each other. And it's just, you can just feel the hatred before they clash into close combat. There it is. Ugh! And then they charge in. It's so cool. Look at the shield, or the officer holding the shield. Oh, now he's just in the mess. He's in the mess. But yeah, Egypt is gonna try to take on these forces, or at least contain these forces. They did bring down a section of wall with artillery. Looks like they're now changing targets. They're going for another section over here. And Epirus looks like he's in charge of defending the initial stand inside the settlement. We've got multiple towers in location here, ready to scale the walls. And we'll see if they're going to use the towers actually as what they're meant for, which is like charging the walls, or if he's just going to use them to kind of block archer fire, kind of making a moving wall of defense, a giant shield to protect the infantry that's going to be charging into this breach point. But so far, the sally out has been actually pretty fruitful. The thing about sallying out is that in most cases, especially if you're going to send out infantry, you're at a disadvantage, and the attackers can destroy you pretty efficiently. But the way they've set this up actually seems to go in their favor. They've taken out some thorax swordsmen. Well, this thorax swordsman has 117 kills. Now, to be fair, they're fighting Levy Freeman, so it's not exactly quality kills. But it's still a good amount before they just get melted here. But the combination of arms seems to be really working. The only way that this would actually work is because they've got the support of the walls here to use archers to fire and get flanking fire. That is why we're not seeing any more troops advance forward. But look at this. They really thought ahead. They've got some archers that have an angle regardless, and they have the Scorpion that is putting some shots into these attacking forces. Looking around, we've got Galatia moving over some siege towers as well. They are probably doing the same thing, I guess, forming a wall. I don't know, like, what does this actually block? I guess if they had archers right here, I don't know. Whatever. They're going to put their towers there. We'll see what happens as they progress. But another breach has been taken down. So that's 2 breaches. And honestly, they might want to hold their fire and just save it on infantry. They got any kills? They have 6 kills. 6 kills. But yeah, notice how the infantry have kind of taken shelter over here behind the siege towers. And they are actually going to try to bring down this wall, it looks like, to open up the breach even larger. So they're not going to use the artillery to go for the enemy infantry, which is fine as long as you can open up enough breach points. Tylus moving their noble horse, their general, way in the outskirts here, way on the flank of the initial sally out force. We also have some Bactrian noble cav accompanying the honorable noble horse general. So they might be working together. They're looking for soft targets. They're looking for a weak spot in the attacker's formation. If they could just charge in, get out, and do some damage. It looks like they're going to go finish up these Thorax swordsmen, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like they're headed straight for them. I don't know if Egypt is kind of using these Thorax swordsmen as a bit of a bait. If maybe they're going to try to get them to charge, and if they do that, they kind of get in range of archers or something. But the Hylas is not going for it. Archers still letting loose here. These are slingers, to be more exact. Getting over 50 kills total and counting. What are they going for? They are going for the Bloodsworn. Now, one thing about... Okay, hold on. Hold that thought. We do have infantry charging into the breach point. We got Levy Freeman taking on the Bactrian Hillmen. It's the battle of the shiniest turd, as I like to call these fights, because they're just lower end units. But yeah, they're fighting the good fight here, and they're just dipping their toes. Really, both sides dipping their toes in this initial fight. But yeah, Swaby, oh, there goes the artillery. It looks like he's close to bringing down this wall. Egypt is now charging this breach. Okay, yeah, a couple more hits, and this breach is going to fall. It's going to widen the overall breach point. But Egypt now sends in some Galatian swordsmen. So he's starting the fight, the initial fight for this breach, and oh, just missing. I don't know how much more ammo they have. They got to be running low here soon. Did he miss again? 82%, not going down. Swaby does have a really good block chance, I guess, against the I don't know what the correct terminology I'm going for. They're really good at blocking projectiles. But just to sit here and to take those shots, I don't know if that's the best plan of action. But the attackers, I guess, just have nothing they can do. I don't think they brought any cav to deal. If you had a little bit of a cav force, you probably could take on their cav. But the cav here, I don't think is going to get aggressive. I think he's going to use it to just zone out the enemy attackers and protect the flank of his archers that are just slicing through, slowly but surely chipping away at the attacking troops. And they're just kind of sitting there. But what else can they do? I think he's just sacrificing these units. And yeah, they're collecting some kills. They're collecting some Pokemon here. Look at this. 90 kills total. We got 75 over here. So it's starting to add up. And there we go. This has been 100% destroyed, but I don't think you can destroy it. I don't think you can destroy it, guys. Anyways, yeah, because it does say, again, it looks destroyed, but it's not completely. So that's That's a blunder on my own. I kind of forgot that you can't destroy that section, so that was kind of a waste of ammo. Yeah, big old waste of ammo. So that's unfortunate. This has been a rough start for the attackers. Now, does that mean it's over? Absolutely not. They can certainly turn this around. They've got plenty of troops to do it. And it'll be interesting to see if they're capable of doing it, because this has been a shaky start for the attackers overall with that sally out and with the artillery. And there we go. They're starting to make some progress here. Galatian swords taking some ground. They're trying to gain control of the tower over here. So this little arrow tower, thankfully, this being Rome 2, the attackers can neutralize it and take control of it of their own to where they're firing at the defenders, unlike, you know, Attila, where the towers just collapse when the enemies, the attackers, take control of it. Nice. Good use of Galatian swords here. Getting a good angle on the defending troops and throwing some jabbies and chipping away at their infantry. It's just taking them a little while. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Great positioning by the attackers there. And they've got to have little victories like that repeated over and over. And those little victories could possibly add up into a major victory, an overall victory. Here comes Swaby. Swaby's joining the battlefield with the infamous Club Levy. So they're closing in and gonna bring the fight. It looks like they found a nice little kind of path there. I don't know if the defenders knew that the enemy could charge through this path, the attackers could charge through this path, but they certainly have, and they've gotten the Swabian levies here by surprise and the mercenary swords by surprise. Now Bactria is sending up reinforcements to kind of plug this gap. Here's ooh, nice little volley of javies there as the thorax swordsmen clash in and try to contain the deadly club levy. There we go. They're charging in, and they're going to support Galatia as they continue to push back. Now they're going to gain control of this tower. Once they do that, they're going to have an arrow tower support for their assault. Now let's head back over this way. Let's see what's happening here with this sally out. It looks like it's at a little bit of a stalemate here. It's kind of dying down. And let's not forget about the Scorpion as well, which has 143 kills. And I've said this like a bajillion times, and I'll say it again because it's so important, but the Scorpion is the ultimate silent killer. Forget about high blood pressure, all right? The Scorpion is the ultimate silent killer because you do not see it coming. It shoots small darts that during the chaos of a battle you don't really see, and it also does a small amount of damage per shot. So it's not like an artillery, like an onager, where you'd see it crash in and do a ton. It sneakily picks off your troops without you noticing, and that is why that Scorpion has over 100 kills and close to 200 kills. So very good sally out here, to the point where the attackers are just ignoring it. They don't know what else to do. They don't know what else to do, so they're just going to ignore it and just, I think they're going to try to rush in their infantry. That's another good tactic. If you don't want to deal with the defenders who've sallied out, just rush into the city and try to make this fight all in the city. That's something you want to do, especially when they have a lot of cav that's harassing you and you don't really have an answer for it. Just try to get into the city, and then it's easier to defend against cav, you know, in the streets rather than the open field. But yeah, look at this fight right here. Nice little struggle. You can see the defenders are getting a bit more aggressive here, trying to hold the very narrow path here of this breach point. But I think it's only a matter of time until the defenders start to break. They are setting up some mercenary Sam Knight warriors, an excellent unit that can definitely hold their own. So Epirus is definitely being stubborn here. He wants to hold this ground. Galatia is still spearheading this assault. And it's a chaotic mess of multiple cultures here, multiple factions, nations, empires, kingdoms, whatever you want to call them. Here comes some support. Club Levy starting to break there. No, those are Bloodsworn, excuse me. We got a fresh unit of Galatian swords against the Celtic warriors. The Galatian swords should beat them, especially with the Club Levy support. Club Levy has 101 kills. I mean, Club Levy, you know, never look down upon the Club Levy because they can get a lot of kills. They're a lower tier unit, but they're pretty nasty. Oh no, now we've got a great archer position for Galatia. Using 3 units of mercenary Syrian archers, some of the best archers in the game. Probably not the best, but one of the best. And they are just letting loose so many arrows in one area, and the Cretan archers are playing it smart. They're getting out of there. They brought them down to 44 men. Thank goodness. Now, I've noticed in the past couple recent battles, newer players will leave their archers in the kill zone. If you're losing the archer battle or your archers are getting focused down, get them out of there. There's no reason for you to leave them in there. Because you just, and there it is again. Oh, see? You just got to find a better opportunity. Right here, it's a losing battle. You can't compete with all these archers from the attackers. It's frustrating, but it's mindless to leave your archers in range of their archers just for them to get, you know, whittled down. Now we've got some Bloodsworn throwing in some Javies and clashing with the infamous tribal warriors of Tylus. This unit alone makes Tylus one of the best infantry factions because they're just so good. They're versatile. They're sturdy. They do a lot of damage, and they're pretty cost effective. So if you're gonna play Tylus, you gotta bring the tribal warriors. They're so good. And then we've got the Celtic warrior, a fresh unit. So they're kind of cycling in and out troops. I like to see that. Trying to rest up. Now we've got some Theros Spears of Bactria. This is another great support unit that can sit back and throw a ton of Javies. And then once they use up those Javies, they're a great defensive spear unit. So they're kind of supporting the infantry from afar, which is good to see. And Galatia is starting to break here. Galatian swords, they got 77 kills, which is not amazing, but it's not bad. But they are going to send up some reinforcements. There's a lot of infantry just waiting in the outskirts, ready to advance forward and bring the fight to the defenders. Now, the sally out, it's pretty much halted. The Scorpion is still going to town, just a few kills away, about less than 30 kills away from getting 200 kills, and it is found an ideal position. Look at this position of the Scorpion. The way the infantry's lined up, and the cool thing about the Scorpion is it can rip through multiple targets. Sure. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, boom. And you can notice, yeah, they're freaking out. They're having to move. These are great units, too. These are like the best infantry for Galatia, the Galatian. And here comes another volley. That was a great play right there. But also, shout out to the Galatian player for spotting it and getting out of there and maneuvering their troops so they're not getting absolutely annihilated by the Scorpion. But the Scorpion's got to be close to 200 now. Oh, yeah. 216. 216. So this thing is doing wonders right now. So very crafty. Very crafty. And it's going to get to the point where this Scorpion is going to have no more ammo. So it's like, whatever. You could just leave this unit out here. It doesn't even matter. But again, the Egyptians are just kind of playing zone defense here and just keeping back these units while the rest of the players move forward. Egypt does also have some archers nearby here. So notice how, yes, he is using these towers to protect these archers. Makes sense because, like I said, the defenders can put archers up here and then fire down on his archers. But these siege towers make that a bit more difficult. So here comes a new grouping of reinforcements. More Galatian swords, more Bloodsworn. And they're having to take on these pesky tribal warriors, which, like I said, guys, are absolutely nasty. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Defending archers answer back. That is good to see. We've got the Persian light archers. I think we also have some mercenary slingers. They are kind of answering back, but of course, Galatia is going to try to counter that answer with his very own answer with some mercenary Syrian archers firing over their own siege towers and going for the Persian light archers. But that was still, I mean, that was a good play by the defenders. Even if he only got a couple volleys, he's getting some good hits on the attacking infantry that's harassing the defending infantry. Here comes a charge of thorough spears. Already has 116 kills with 155 men left. They're doing fantastic. And they're going to cycle charge in and out. To Galatia, that is, going to cycle charge in and out of the fight with their infantry. So Epirus, he's doing good so far. Galatian swords. It's going to be, guys, let me tell you, this is going to be a grindy battle. And here comes more archer fire coming in. See, this is why they did this. This is actually pretty smart. And just the attackers, they've got everything on lockdown. They've got it all figured out. It doesn't matter where the defenders send their archers. They get caught out. They just get focused down. And the attackers, once again, we see this in many battles, the attackers using their archers so effectively, it's really going to help them out. And they really needed that too, because they were struggling at the start of this battle. But they're handling this pretty well, I think. They're having a bit of a comeback. And notice the balance of power. It's in favor of the defenders, guys. That is never a great sight when, obviously, as the attackers, you're supposed to have more money. So naturally, the balance of power is supposed to go in your favor when you start the battle. So they definitely have an upward battle, an uphill battle. But they're starting to put a dent in this defense. And once they break through this unit, get some nice close-ups here as the chaos unfolds. But once they take care of this unit, they can have very well an opportunity here to start putting pressure on the flank. So if they push here and aggressively, they could start sending units down the center and kind of pushing the other side as well. Now, naturally, the defenders can countercharge that, but we'll see what the attackers do and what their plan of action is here. Just looking around, I mean, every time I look back here on the sally out force, they're inching closer and closer and closer. Where is the Scorpion? Okay, Scorpion's done with a grand total of 247 kills. That is definitely getting your money's worth. You also have to consider the quality of those kills from this Scorpion. Probably got a lot of quality kills on Thorax Swordsman and whatnot. So really nice done. Good use of the Scorpion. I love a great Scorpion. I love the use of a fantastic Scorpion. There we go. Nice little volley going after the tribal warriors. They're not having any of that, and they're starting to fall back. I wouldn't worry too much about the archers with these tribal warriors. They're very heavy, so the archer fire, it's going to do some damage. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I think if they're going to waste their ammo on this unit, I'd say go for it, because you're going to block most of those shots. Tribal warriors down here. Look at this, guys. Look at this. The tribal warriors have 190 kills. 190 kills. This is why people play Tylus. This is why Tylus is so good. Nice little struggle there, and Galatia is breaking, guys. They're going to have to send up some fresh infantry. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! How did these... Oh, we've got... Oh, check this out! Persian light archers coming out of nowhere and getting some revenge on the enemy archers. Guys, they have been... that was great. That was fantastic. And look at, for the first time in this battle, the attacking archers are losing their fights and they're having to reposition and reorganize. That was a... See, this is... Okay. Let's just enjoy this charge, because now he's got this archer unit out of position. Great job by Bactria. I love this. I'll explain why soon, because this is what patience can lead for you. This is what patience can do for you. Now he's going for this archer unit. What a great play this was by Bactria. They're going to try to run out of there, and they are. Well, they're going to probably lose a lot here. Yeah. They only got 33 kills, but all 33 of those kills were the archers they charged. Now, this is such a great play in here. Now he's cycle charging. Look at this. Now, Egypt, I mean, I don't know, Egypt. You need some support here. Bactria doing a last-minute rear charge there. But, yeah, they've got Egypt surrounded here. So, let me explain how awesome that move was by Bactria. Remember, his light Persian archers were over here. They're desperately trying to get in position, trying to get some hits on the enemy infantry, but every time he did, there was enemy archers here, attacking archers that would just focus him down and he'd lose. It's over. So instead, he waited. He was patient. He didn't get, desperate. He sallied out these archers and got him in a great position. Focused down one unit to total, like a Swabian unit, to death, and then it forced the Galatian archers to fall back, and then falling back in that chaos, he took his cav, which is gone now, but he took that cav unit and got some great charges in. That was huge, guys. That was a great play by Bactria. I'm loving that we've got an intense fight on the outside of the city and an intense fight in the inside of the city. That's just makes this battle so much more more dynamic. Nice charge from the Bactrian Royal Cav. This is the Bactrian General, and he's probably getting sweet. It's just like a satisfying experience for him after dealing with all that archer fire. He's probably just like, yes. And the Egyptian player is having a tough time here, even though he could probably kill this infantry. The problem here is that he's got nothing protecting his flank. He's been side charged and hammer and anviled by the Sally Out Cav, and it's really inflicted a lot of casualties on. Even if he comes out on top here, he's lost a lot of casualties. Nice. Look at the Persian light archers have 140 kills. What a turnaround! What a turnaround for Bactria. Now, let's see how the main fight is going on in the city. So we've seen some progress. We've seen some progress. They are starting to push deeper into the city. We've got, what is this? Sword Masters taking on Thorough Spears, but what an angle. What are these, archers? Oh, yeah. Epirus has a great angle with his Cretan archers to hit the backs of these Sword Masters, and that's going to really make a big difference. Honestly, it's so bad that I think he should retreat. Oh, but then on the other side, he's got the same thing. He's got the Thorough Spears using the short range, but very long, relatively speaking. I mean, look how far they're throwing these spears. But they're firing over all this vegetation, all these units down the hill, and hitting the back of these Sword Masters. So this is a winning position for the defenders right now. This is really good stuff. They're definitely turning this battle around. Even though the balance of power is, I think it went up a little bit in favor of the attackers. I don't know, it's about the same, but I feel like the defenders are definitely making some good moves here. They kind of struggled there. They started off really well, and here we go. Hold on, what do we got here? Oh my gosh. So we've got a unit of tribal warriors, really good unit, already has 82 kills, and have only lost, what, about 20 men? That's a really good KD, but he's hanging back and protecting the archers. He's basically buying time. Now the Egyptians are falling back. Their backs are turned to the archers here. They're going to take some damage, but dang, like, what is that? Is that the general? No. This unit of thorax swordsmen has 340 kills. Now, I assume most of those kills are probably like cheaper units, but still, that's impressive. And he has 124 men left in that unit still. But I think the sally out has been mostly spent here. I think they're done and they should call it quits. Consolidate their forces, get back inside the city, and then you can focus these units back on the front line. So that's probably going to wrap it up for the sally out struggle. You never know, but right now that's what it's looking like. And it's good to see these tribal warriors. They're going to join the fray and help out their allies. So let's see how this is playing out. Bactria, a thorax swordsman, kind of holding against the Egyptians. Good skirmish support here. Constant cycling out by these Galatian legionaries. I love watching these little 1v1s as they fight on. We got Samnite warriors from Epirus clashing into this fight, sending up reinforcements. And now, once again, the sword masters. They're going to clean up and finish up these thorough spears, but they will experience a wrath from the Cretan archers that are way over on the other side. Whoa! The archers over here. Nice job by Egypt, the Nubian bowmen. The Nubian bowman getting some good hits on these. Yeah, great job supporting his Swabian ally. So now that they've cleaned this up, this is clear. They don't have to worry about any units back here. Really good job by Egypt there. I love to see that. I love to see the teamwork that is going on for both sides. This battle has been so interesting. And there we go. The archers once again are experiencing the wrath of the attacking archers, the Syrian archers. So look at this volley. Look at this volley coming in. Ah, Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese in a matter of 2 volleys. So Bactria playing it smart. But anyways, what I was saying is that I love the absolute... It seems like this is just a nice, evenly matched battle, and we're seeing great teamwork from everybody. Every time you think a faction's getting beat up on, you kind of feel sorry for them. They turn it around and they pull off a great tactic of their own. Like this is a very, very in-depth, like strategic fight that we're witnessing here with major strategic plays and minor plays like cycling in and out troops and positioning of archers and stuff. It's definitely looking really, really good. I'm excited to see the remaining of this 15 minutes of this battle, which is I can't believe we're already down to 15 minutes. Like these battles go by so quick because there really just isn't anything like Total War. At least from this era and older, of course. But Sword Masters now leading the way. The balance of power, guys, it's starting to shift. It's starting to go in favor of the attackers, which obviously is better for the attackers. You know that is. But still, they have a long way to go because remember, they are attacking and they don't have the advantage of defense. Okay, archer fire coming in. Oh, yes. See, and this is where it's really going to add up. Like, the victory at the end of the day is all about these archers. Who can keep their archers alive? They're getting some good volleys here. I love how surgical the attackers have been with their archers. I love it. They're getting some great kills. These longbows have just entered the fight. They've only lost 10 men. They have 47 kills. Watch. Let's not even watch their volley land. Look at that. Look at the numbers go up. 57. So let's see how many they... Okay, they might... Hold on. Next volley. Let's see how many kills they get. Okay, that was roughly a volley. Okay, they got like 1 kill. Okay, that's awkward. But yeah, the longbow hunters doing a good job. They're doing a good job. And the defenders are starting to fall back and consolidate. They're starting to give up a lot of ground here. I mean, they're still holding, don't get me wrong. So the main 3 choke points we've got here is going to be here, here, and here. The center one is looking really pathetic. We've got 1 unit of Samnite warriors, really good infantry, but there's no support except for these thorax swords, which are pretty depleted. Over here, Bactria's got a lot of reserves. They've got archers that moved up. Are these guys going to fire? Let's see. Yes. They're going to try to silence the attacking archers. Yep, there it is. But there's so many of them. And as soon as these archers see that, they're going to turn their focus on the enemy archers. But they haven't yet. They're still going for the Bactrian infantry waiting in reserve. Over on this side, it seems that mostly Tylus is holding this far right flank with multiple units of tribal warriors sitting in reserve. This unit almost here in the middle is like, he's seeing like which path he's going to take. You know, he's like, am I going to go to the right? Or am I going to go to the left? It kind of looks like he's going to go to the left, but we'll see. A fresh unit of tribal warriors have just moved in. And once again, Galatia constantly cycling in and out of his troops. It's just fun to see. It's just fun to see. But a nice struggle. Already there's been so many dead. And there's been a lot of fun plays in this battle. The sally out was really exciting. And we're now down to 12 minutes left in this battle. Tylus looks to be the healthiest army right now. Swaby going for a sneaky play here. Now, the defenders, they got to know that this is a path here. And this is going to lead to the victory point, guys. This is the, if I'm not mistaken, this is the victory point right here. If you capture that and hold it for like, what, 2 minutes or something, you win. So he is going to surprise attack unless there's something defending here, which I have a feeling there is not. And the fact that he's rushing multiple units to the rear tells me he did not see that coming, or either he didn't see it coming or he just assumed or hoped that the attackers would not take that path. But they have. They have taken that path. We got Epirus setting up some good units as well. He's got the Royal Peltis, a great unit, and then a Thorough Spears unit as well. So they're going to throw, yep. They're going to throw into this infantry, try to take them down. They're going to charge forward and throw back, right? Or no, there must be out of ammo. They already have 100 kills. This unit's going to get fried. Oh, it's getting fried. Great use of those Thorough Spears. Really fantastic job. I'm curious to see what Swaby does here. They're taking the gate, which is smart because you're going to neutralize those towers. I don't think he has any hidden infantry or anything, but it's good to just take control of these towers because, you know, obviously you don't want them shooting at you in the back as you're fighting for the victory point. And here we go. This is, we got some troops over here. Okay, he's got a reserve force here. Looks like some archers that maybe used up all their ammo. Yep, their daggers are out, so that means they used up all their ammo. So 178 and 154. That's pretty good from Epirus. That's a good amount of kills for those archer units. This is definitely coming down to the wire. The balance of power is still dead even. There's 10 minutes left in this replay, and Tylus is holding like a dog over here against Galatia and the rest of the main forces. So this is an interesting play now because what is Egypt doing? Egypt should just usher in all of his units, like just get inside the city because Bactria has some cav outside, and oh, he's going for these archers. Oh, he's going for the archers. He should protect them. The general, yeah, they've got him. This is kind of a desperate move by Bactria. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't think they have to do this. But this is, remember, this is the Bactrian general. Losing him could be devastating, but he charged into the Egyptian general. That Egyptian general formed shield wall, and then we have Galatia sending over a noble horse. There's no winning that, and thankfully he's getting out of there without too many casualties. Swaby is now making their move for the rear of the defenses. We got combined arms here, swordsman, a general, and we've got skirmishers, long bowmen, which I assume have decent ammo left over. So they're going to just sit back and shoot them. They're going to shoot these guys, which is really going to make it uncomfortable for Tylus because they're already busy defending against Galatia. And look at Epirus and Bactria go. They are not letting up. They have taken control of this breach point. They have pushed the attackers all the way back to the breach. Now they're opening fire with their archers. The Persian, again, great patience with these archers. Not desperately trying to use them, getting them shot up from the enemy archers. So he's trying to pick off some of that enemy infantry. He's not getting a ton of kills, but at least it's supporting, you know? But yeah, these archers, man. These archers. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Very, very interesting. Constant cycle charging coming in. A great use of archers up here. Already have 115 kills on these guys. He's using this ramp here, this road upward, to fire and get some flanking shots on the enemy archers. But this has just been great archer play from both sides, really. That's really nice to see. Then we've got, oh yeah, longbow hunters just picking off these Celtic warriors. He's taking his time, and it's great to see that. It's great. Instead of like rushing in and potentially getting these units killed really quickly, he's taking his time. He's making Tylus have to look at two different positions, here and here. And then Egypt has a decent force left over, which he's going to use to try to bring down the Epirus general, which is getting absolutely focused down by skirmishers. He's down to 67 men. He only has 37 kills. And let me oh my gosh! That archer volley. Oh, man. So now he's going to charge him in. He's down. Look, let me tell you, the Royal Peltas, they're a great unit. And the fact that they only have 40 kills and they're down to 42 men, that is a bad sign. That means you're losing money on this Royal Peltas unit. That is devastating. There goes the archer fire. Look at that, 107 kills. So Egypt might be able to crawl his way through this battle. And now we've got the general noble horse charging into Thorax swordsman. And Tylus holding these two choke points with just one unit each. I think Galatia will break through, but it's a matter of, do they have enough over here? Look at this. Oh, this is wild. This battle's everywhere right now. The defenders using their cav, trying to find vulnerable weak spots. Bactria, where'd your cav go? Oh, there it is. Hidden in the trees. Bactria also looking for a weak spot as well. I love that they're just leaning on their archers. Now they're shooting at the general. I don't know if it's worth shooting at the general because he's going to be fast moving. He's going to dodge those arrows pretty quickly. Oh, look at this. He's charging into a unit that probably doesn't have ammo anymore. In fact, he's just going to skip on past it. He charges the sword master. Is this the general? Yeah, this is the Bactrian general. He charges sword masters. I don't know if that's going to lead to much. He's got half his unit past the line, and they are going to be able to reach the archers. But this is a bit of a suicidal, I don't know if I should say that on YouTube. It's a bit of a risky play here, trying to get these archers because his unit's all kind of all over the place. And now they're stuck behind enemy lines. Nice little charge by Tylus to bring the fight. I like that play. That was a great play by the defenders. Kind of causing chaos with the cav charge and then charging in infantry when they're trying to, you know, defend against the cav. And there we go. There, just like that, the attackers have taken control of the first layer of this settlement, and they can now push forward and bring the fight to the defenders. And I'm just looking at this, and I just don't, unless Tylus can quickly kill Swaby here, I don't think they can win this battle. They might. I think they need to send this infantry here. Yep, send the infantry here. Here's a little trick about the settlement here, guys. There's a secret path right here that you can use. You can sneak units up this path and go around. I've seen many people win because of that. It's a little cheeky little path. I'm curious to see if Galatia uses it. They're charging in some cav against the poor Epirus Cretan archers. We're out of ammo, so it's not a big deal. But let's go back over to this main fight because this is so interesting. And oh no, Tylus! Okay, he saw that right at the last second. He nearly lost his general there. But good job. I think they did a good... Bactria and Tylus did a good job there of creating chaos for Swaby. And now Swaby's just down to his general and this one unit of sword masters. And nice, this unit's sitting back and now throwing some javelins at the sword masters. That's good there, you know, letting these units rest. And this unit needs to hurry up and get up here. It should have been up here a little bit sooner. But this is an epic, regardless, even if the defenders don't win this, this is an epic, desperate stand on their part. And notice, this is a good play right here by, oh, look at this. They're going to, that's good right there. See, the general's trying to protect the rear of this unit, and there we go. These guys are going to charge in. I don't know if it's worth actually fully charging. Oh, they're going for the snake, the serpent's head. They're going in to try to, I would have charged that infantry over there, but he's trying. Let's see if he goes for the archers now, because they're opening fire. Yep, he's going for the archers. And then over on this way, good job by Tylus. Oh, yep. They found it. They're using it. There's not much you can do, guys. They just don't have enough infantry. It's close, though. I mean, it's in favor of the attackers for sure, but it's definitely close. This was a great battle. Bactria, what are you doing with your archers? Get them in the fight. I mean, not that they would really do much anyways.
All right.
But, yeah, I don't think Tylus... If Tylus had one more tribal warriors, I think they could have won this battle. But I just don't think they have enough here. And we're down to the less than 2 minutes of the fight. And this was a real joy to watch, honestly. This was a great battle replay. You know, sometimes when people submit battle replays into the Discord, you just don't know what you're going to get. And let me tell you this. A little advice. I might have already said this in the intro, but a little advice on trying to get your replay shown. Do interesting scenarios. So either the battle be amazingly like tactical like this one or super close, or have a very unique and strange scenario. When you submit it to the Discord, be sure to add as much description as possible, because the more I can see that you're putting in effort to describe the battle tells me how great the battle was. Because some people just submit a replay file and they're like, yeah, this is Rome 2. And I'm like, I'm probably not going to watch it because I have no idea what this is, you know, in terms of how the battle plays out. So anyways, Tylus, they're desperately trying to kill this Swabian general. I think it's like the last thing they want to do. It's like they might lose the battle, but they're killing Swaby. And Swaby is out of the game at this point, but I mean, it's the last few seconds. So we're at 30 seconds, guys. I don't see them breaking these guys within the 30 seconds. They've desperately sent forward a thin unit of tribal warriors that are breaking. They already have 124 kills. Man, we got some great kills on the Galatian side. Great kills. And there you go, guys. Tylus just doesn't have the stomach. They've done everything they could. And that's going to be it, guys. That is going to be a victory for the attackers. What a great fight this was. It was all over the place. I give this, you know, a 9 out of 10. If I'd only give it a 10 out of 10 if it came down to like 2 units, like one from each side killing each other. That's the only way this could have been better. This was a great sally out. Very interesting. Good use of the Scorpion. Really put the attackers in a bit of a pickle there. But the attackers, they carried on. They used their archers really effectively. And good use of Galatia cycling in and out with his infantry. And a nice sneaky maneuver by Swaby. Just this battle kind of had it all. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Let's look at the results here. So this was sent in by the Galatian Toxic Rex. Great. Look at how many kills he got. So just looking at his kills, the archers, of course, did fantastic. The noble horse getting 400. The general. This is a warrior general here. 433 kills. That is a lot. That's a lot. But the infantry, of course, carried their weight. Here's Swaby doing a good job. We've got Egypt just shy of 2,000 kills, so good job. Over on the defending side, highest amount is Draco. No surprise here. This is Tylus. Those tribal warriors are absolutely scary, and his Scorpion also doing some work there. The Slinger's doing pretty good. I mean, this one gets 71. Probably could have got a little bit more, but can't complain from those numbers. Here's Epirus. Epirus did pretty solid as well. Yeah, I mean, pretty good. He just, if he could have picked up a couple more kills here and there, it would have been all the difference. And then Agent Ape here, getting the least amount of kills, but he's still doing pretty solid. He did a good job of recovering with his Persian Light Archers. He could have easily just sent them to their deaths, and he could have been like, oh, whatever, who cares? But he was patient and waited for a good opportunity to strike. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This was a lot of fun, and I do appreciate it if you could like, share, and subscribe. We're getting close to 1 million. So, I'd be very ecstatic. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd be super ecstatic if we reach the 1 million before the end of the year. But you never know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And guys, I'll see you next time on the battlefield.